Nobody anticipated this. The internet is in a complete panic as Blueface just launched a digital bomb. Fans were stunned when Blueface posted a private video of Chrisean Rock physically attacking her own kid, Junior, in what many are describing as an abusive manner. This was a deliberate, callous, and extremely unsettling move. The video is unpolished and disturbing. Junior's responses, his flinch, his dread, and his silence indicate that this might not be an isolated incident. The video has rocked the internet to its core, and now the most sinister questions are being asked. Does Chrisean have a grudge against her child? How is Junior actually developing as a child? Why now too? Why would Blueface pick this? Just the right time to release something so harmful. The story doesn't end there, though. Blueface tweeted a disturbing, almost disguised, threat-like, enigmatic follow-up statement shortly after the video became viral. It seemed more like a shot across the bow than commentary, indicating that a deeper unraveling was about to commence. In this increasingly poisonous and public conflict between two people who were once tied by love but are now bound by suffering, the internet is in ruins as people try to determine what is real, what is manipulation, and who is actually defending whom. It just took a terrible turn. Blueface made a gut-punching post that went viral online. See what I've been shielding him from, don't you? There's nothing else I'm saying. Every timeline was rocked by that single line. What was already chaotic has now become tragically serious. This is more than simply a quarrel on social media now. Chrisean Rock's entire public life may be coming to an end. According to reports, Child Protective Services is involved. Fans are furious. Celebrities are also speaking up. Chrisean may lose not only her reputation but also her custody rights and possibly her future in the public eye if everything turns out the way it seems, altogether. But we must go back in time to see how we got here. There was a reason for this explosion. With nasty reality TV showdowns, viral altercations, and custody litigation rumors, it has been seething beneath the surface for years. In the middle of it, Chrisean Jr. was a child living amid the storm. When Chrisean announced she was pregnant, it all started. People felt sorry for her, even if her relationship with Blueface was at its most tumultuous at the time. She appeared to be a lady attempting to grow into parenthood and claw her way out of chaos, but she quickly developed cracks. Her appearances in public grew increasingly unpredictable. She stumbled through her replies and showed up to interviews unfocused. She freely acknowledged that, as a mother, she found it difficult to trust anyone, including herself. After that, there was a now famous live webcast in which Junior sobbed for more than 7 minutes in the background. Chrisean, obviously irritated, continued talking to the camera rather than comforting him, adding, "I just want some peace." That clip split the internet. Why does he cry for no reason? I can't even think. Others expressed sympathy, seeing it as a sign of genuine postpartum exhaustion. She was deemed unfit to be a parent by others who were incensed. Blueface took advantage of the situation at that point. Told y'all, I wanted a paternity test for a reason.
He deserves better, period. He wrote on social media.
The gloves came off. Chrisean retaliated, accusing him of abandonment and missing her most important moments. But public opinion was already changing, and rumors began to circulate that CPS had visited Chrisean's home 3 times in one month. Neighbors started to voice their opinions. According to an unnamed source, we'd hear the baby crying for hours, slamming doors and shouting. We contacted the cops one night because it was so loud. Although no arrests were made, officers acknowledged that a domestic disturbance had been reported. Everything those neighbors claimed is now being re-examined in a harsh new perspective in light of the recently disclosed video that shows Chrissy violently abusing her son. Although the action never made it to the final edit, insiders even claimed that an unpublished scene from the Chrisean love season showed Chrissy putting Junior down on the bed with such force that the film crew reacted in shock. Every indication points to the same terrible truth. A child in an unstable environment. On camera, a mother unravels. And a parent rejecting a courtroom in favor of the court of public opinion. This is no longer drama. There is a crisis.
The
subsequent events were like witnessing a car accident. Boot-wrenching, unavoidable, and hard to turn away from. When Blueface released what many are referring to as a deliberate emotional nuke, the internet held its breath. According to a leaked home video, Chrisean Rock are shown yelling at her kid, Junior, and violently grabbing him by the arm. Viewers were shocked by the boy's response, his wince, his stillness, and the way he curled up on the floor as if this was not the first time, even though there were no bruises or physical blows. Blueface wrote, "Y'all kept asking why I'm not around, why?" As the caption, and that phrase combined with "in the uncut video," Blue unleashed the torrent. After being discreetly uploaded, the unsettling video quickly gained notoriety. The internet went into complete chaos as soon as major media sources like Hollywood Unlocked, No Jumper, and the Shade Room teens reposted the video. A heated argument that split supporters in two was sparked by the video, which went viral and bounced throughout timelines, group chats, and reaction threads. Celebrity rumors were no longer the only thing going on. This was a far more severe matter. Everyone was captivated by the central question: was this a vicious takedown designed to ruin Chrisean Rock's name? Or was this the uncensored video of child abuse? Some viewers called the video distressing right away, citing Chrisean's tone of voice, Junior's body language, and the uncomfortability of seeing a child wince under duress. Others, on the other hand, questioned why it was released via an anonymous upload to a secret Discord server rather than a public service like Instagram or Twitter. If it was really about protecting the child, why not make it public? Astute fans immediately made the connection despite the subtle dip. It took only a few seconds to recognize Chrisean's voice. The unique rhythm of her voice, the arrangement of her living room, and even the particular whimper emanating from Junior. To confirm the location, screenshots were shared, timestamps were compared to past Instagram lives, and furniture was compared to earlier footage. Denial was no longer an option. This was a true video taken inside Chrisean's house. As the video acquired suddenly, feelings started to flood in. Some people related their own experiences of growing up in unstable homes, stating that Junior's flinch was a powerful statement. Others were more circumspect, advising against making snap judgments and stressing the importance of context, particularly when lives and legal repercussions are on the line. However, the internet had already made up its mind by that point. Cries for the involvement of child protection services took the place of canceling culture whispers. The comment sections became battlefields. Even TikTok parenting experts weighed in, dissecting the video frame by frame and highlighting trends they said indicated the child was experiencing emotional discomfort. The notion that this was a call for assistance rather than merely a viral moment started to gain traction. Even when anger erupted on the internet, and despite their incredulity, a sizable portion of fans stuck to Christianity and urged others to investigate the true motivation behind the video leak. Their mistrust was loud, and their inquiries were pointed. Why now? Why make such a spectacular, untraceable discharge of something so delicate? Was this a well-thought-out move to permanently damage credibility? Or was it an act of concern for Junior's welfare? This was a particularly complicated scenario because of that doubt. It involved more than just evaluating a distressing video's content. Untangling a web of treachery, history, and high-stakes manipulation was the goal. People weren't only observing a controversy develop. They saw shattered parents transforming their personal conflict into a public show. And suddenly the focus of that spectacle was a young person who never requested fame, never gave permission for the camera to be taken, and most definitely never deserved to be a symbol in a social media battleground. Chrisean supporters contended that Blueface, who has a history of violent outbursts, public outbursts, and dubious parenting, had used the truth as a weapon to get retribution rather than to save his son. The way a grainy video was released by dropping it on a private Discord channel anonymously spoke volumes. Law enforcement did not receive it. In a formal custody hearing, it was not posted. Before anyone could verify its legitimacy, it was dumped into the most chaotic regions of the internet, where it could spread quickly. Chrisean's supporters also emphasized the tremendous strain she has endured as a single mother, as well as the public scrutiny, industry exploitation, and a broken relationship that has been dragged through the mud on camera. They saw the leak as more about a lady breaking under the pressure of psychological and emotional torture, made worse by ongoing surveillance, than it was about abuse. They insisted that people consider the entire context before declaring her unfit, but they did not excuse what was displayed. One fact, however, was indisputable notwithstanding the defense. The video revealed an unpleasant reality. It demonstrated how brittle the boundaries are between success and failure, between substance and repercussions. What was once thought to be a reality TV feud suddenly has practical ramifications. The stakes have shifted away from trending hats and Instagram followers. Junior's long-term well-being, emotional stability, and safety were at risk. The audience was consequently left gazing at something they were never intended to observe. A sad private moment that is used as a pawn in a highly public conflict. Viewers were compelled to think about the price of online celebrity and if the child was being shielded or only used as a weapon in a conflict between two damaged adults. Ultimately, the question of whether Chrisean erred had changed. It came down to who was still taking advantage of the disarray and who was actually prepared to end the cycle. The clip's breakdown just made matters worse. Junior, who is just a toddler, is crawling close to the couch and grabbing a toy at the beginning. Chrisean's voice suddenly reverberates off camera. "Didn't I say stop?" She burst into the scene, clearly irritated, holding a phone as though she were recording something else. Muttering, she violently pulls Junior, saying, "I can't handle this today." Before putting him back down, "I wouldn't say that I threw him, but I wouldn't throw him either." He starts crying softly. Rather than offering him consolation, she yells, "Crying isn't going to fix it, bro. Stop acting like your daddy." That single statement shattered the internet. CPS apparently received over 3,000 formal reports in a few hours. One remark stated, "Like your daddy, she doesn't just resent Blueface. She resents that baby too." Another comment read, "That baby reacted like it's happened before. This is emotional abuse. I was defending my son when Blueface appeared on Instagram Live, shirtless, pacing, clearly agitated, and screaming as if the internet wasn't already on fire. You guys were calling me a deadbeat." I have a video of her saying to Junior, "I wish you never came. That's not a mother. That's a ticking time bomb." But he wasn't done. "You haven't even seen the worst of it. I haven't yet dropped it." There is no confirmed update on Junior's whereabouts, but social media is certain he was taken from the house, and the public's response was divided. Some defended Chrisean, citing postpartum rage and emotional breakdowns. The room fell silent, and whispers swiftly escalated into full-fledged accusations. CPS reportedly visited Chrisean's Los Angeles home the following morning, and neighbors reported seeing two plainclothes officers depart with a baby carrier. Others believed she went too far, and Cardi B even joined in with a tweet that read, "We all experience pain, but you never take it out on your child." That's not it. Chrisean's only answer to the new wave of outrage sparked by that one tweet was an Instagram story that said, "Don't talk about my anguish if you haven't been through my storm." Blueface added fuel by posting a text thread that purportedly showed him offering to take Junior weeks earlier. "Let me keep him for a while. You need to heal." Chrisean's response, "Nah, he stays with me." Blueface captioned it, but she quickly deleted it. The story had already taken on a life of its own. Subsequently, there were rumors of a second screen recording clip in DMS that purportedly showed Chrisean slamming a door while Junior sobbed from the opposite side. This is unconfirmed, but the tension is unbearable, and trending hashtags include hashtag #SaveJun, hashtag Where's Junior, and hashtag Blueface was right. Now, everyone is wondering if this is a case of a mother in agony or a gradual disclosure of abuse that has been occurring behind closed doors. And more chillingly, what else does Blueface have, and when will he drop it? Because if this is just the beginning, Chrisean Rock's entire life could be on the verge of collapsing. The unraveling of Chrisean Rock's personal life has taken an even darker turn. And this time, it is not just messy, good. A second video has surfaced purportedly, taken on the same day as the first, as evidenced by the pajamas that young Junior was still wearing. However, what it shows is even more disturbing. Chrisean is seen pacing in what appears to be the kitchen while holding Junior by one arm. She mutters to herself, "I can't," in frustration. "I'm not able to accomplish this alone." Junior sobs as he drops his sippy cup, causing juice to leak. Her fury emerges as she yells, "You always do something. Just stop." She then throws a plastic toy against the wall. "I wish you just stayed with your daddy. I really do." That line echoed through social media like a thunderclap. It wasn't just a parent snapping. It felt like a moment of brutal honesty. No child should ever have to hear, "The camera is shaky and unstable and falls just before her chilling words are heard." Comments poured in. One user wrote, "That's not a meltdown. It's resentment. That's not acceptable." "You don't project your pain onto a baby," someone else said. When what seemed to be a CPS statement started making the rounds online, purportedly leaked by someone with knowledge of the case, the internet uproar became louder. The document stated that after examining, the child was placed on protective hold after submitting video footage and conducting an unexpected welfare visit. It was unclear if this was a temporary or permanent placement, but one thing was clear: Chrisean was no longer in his care. According to sources, he was transferred to a supervised facility while he was evaluated further. Then came the real twist. Blueface was seen showing up at the CPS office in Los Angeles, dressed in a suit and accompanied by a lawyer. When the paparazzi approached him, he simply said, "I'm just here to do what's right." Chrisean, however, remained publicly silent. No statements, no interviews, only a quickly deleted Instagram story that read, "I'm done. You all got what you desired." Paparazzi later caught her alone at a New York hotel bar, disheveled and visibly distraught, whispering, "Please don't talk to me." Then came the shock wave from none other than Nicki Minaj without naming names. She tweeted, "Children deserve peace. No justifications, not at all." Fans immediately connected the dots. And when Nicki retweeted a post suggesting she was talking about Chrissy, her message became clear: clean up or get cancelled. And just when it seemed like this was rock bottom, an anonymous voice recording leaked, allegedly from someone on Chrisean's team, saying, "She's been off her meds. I forewarned her. It's too late now." The ramifications were terrifying. Hashtags like #TeamJR. Had a mental health crisis gone untreated while a youngster was caught in the aftermath? Had Chrisean been spinning all along without anybody intervening? After child psychologists started examining Junior's body language on TikTok, a petition to completely revoke custody from Chrisean gathered 75,000 signatures in less than 2 days. Then came the most terrifying rumor of all: a burner account. With a history of accurate leaks, claims that there is a third video in which JR cries out, "No, mama." "No, it's real," the post concluded with 4 eerie words. "It's ill." The release of that video could spell the end of Chrisean Rock's career, freedom, and any lingering public support. The image of her jumping her baby had already become a horrific cultural flashpoint, and hip-hop's heavyweights began to respond. Usaibas posted a fiery video from a gas station saying, "I don't care what y'all are going through." By this time, the internet had turned into a battleground, with everyone from fans to celebrities to parenting advocates weighing in. Some claimed Blueface was exposing abuse, while others accused him of manipulating the narrative to destroy her. "Don't let it get to you, baby. I've been angry at life, women, everything, but I never took it out on my kid," tweeted G Herbo, who is well known for his own struggles with mental health. That type of discomfort is distinct. Reality stars participated as well. Love and hip-hop veteran Tammy Rivera shared a video and wrote, "Protect black boys from broken mamas." 2. That line hit hard. It sparked a deeper conversation. Was Chrisean's pain an explanation or a warning? And more importantly, why did no one step in before it reached this point? What began as gossip has now escalated into a national reckoning on parenting, mental health, fame, and accountability. One thing's certain: this story is not over. And the next leak might be the most devastating of all. The firestorm around. Chrissy and Rock's parenting hit a new level of chaos when Uni Slaughter dropped a damning IG story that read, "I knew this day would come. Last year, when we were filming together, I cautioned the producers. Her energy around Junior was unstable. You all called it hate. Now look, that message didn't just add fuel. It reignited the entire blaze. The implication is that producers on Love and Hip Hop allegedly knew something was off and did nothing. The silence did not last long. Enter Erica Mena, that Erica who went live alongside Yendi Smith in a now viral stream that drew over 20,000 viewers. When the topic shifted to Chrisean, Erica did not hold back. There's something demonic about being angry at a baby, she said. Eyes wide, voice steady. I fought grown women on TV, but I'd never scream at my child like that. That's not postpartum. That's poison. Yendi, visibly uncomfortable, nodded slowly and added, "Some women don't need cameras. They require therapy." The stream exploded across platforms, Erica defending a child. Yendi is taking subtle jabs at VH1's inaction. Fans were stunned. The conversation became deeply divided. On one side, hashtag Team Junior gained momentum with demands for full custody removal, criminal charges, and accountability for both parents. Common sentiments echoed. Children should not absorb their parents' trauma. Take away the celebrity and keep that child safe. On the other side, the hashtag Help Chris E movement emerged with fans urging empathy. She's not a monster. She's drowning. One user posted, "This system fails Black women repeatedly." Many accused Blueface of using her breakdown as a weapon. But instead of offering support, prominent media figures joined the fray. Charlemagne Thaget of The Breakfast Club offered a sobering analysis saying, "This is child endangerment, period." Meanwhile, DJ Academics did what academics do, and he leaned into the controversy by posting a 10-minute YouTube video titled "Chrissy and Rock Need Jail, Not Love." Although it was criticized for being insensitive, the video received over 40,000 views in a matter of hours, and even Child Protective Services came under fire. The self-described former CPS employee went viral on TikTok, acknowledging that the system frequently makes mistakes when fame is involved. "We let celebrity status blur the lines," she said. "The internet saw the trauma before we acted." Fans, now in full investigative mode, started digging through old live streams and interviews. That showed Chrisean yelling around Junior, raising the haunting question, how long has this been going on? Why didn't anyone step in? However, just as the dust was beginning to settle, another terrifying claim surfaced. A private Twitter thread purportedly from someone close to Blueface, claiming he only dropped warning shots and still had the clip. That would finish her completely, one that allegedly shows Chrisean spitting on her son. The idea that the video existed, even though it hasn't been verified, sent the internet into a frenzy. The message was clear. If that last clip is shown showing pushing, spitting, or worse, it won't just be about cancel culture anymore. The internet will demand consequences, not in-court comments.